This conference will now be recorded.
या रहमान या रहीम 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 अव्वल तू आखिर तू अव्वल तू आखिर तू जाहिर तू बातिन तू या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम अव्वल तू आखिर तू अव्वल तू आखिर तू रब तू रहमान तू रब तू रहमान तू रब तू रहमान तू रब तू रहमान तू या रहमान या रहीम 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 अव्वल तू आखिर तू जाहिर तू बातिन तू या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम अव्वल तू आखिर तू अव्वल तू आखिर तू अव्वल तू आखिर तू जाहिर तू बातिन तू या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम हक तू हक तू रब तू रहमान तू अव्वल तू आखिर तू जाहिर तू बातिन तू या रहमान या रहीम या रहमान या रहीम रब तू रहमान तू रब तू रहमान तू अव्वल तू आखिर तू जाहिर तू बातीन तू या रहमान या रहीम 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 शुक्रान लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह शुक्रान लिल्लाह वल्हम्दुलिल्लाह या रब्बल आलमीन या अली मदद अजीज सर या अली मदद एवरीवन
याली मदद बहुत खूब सुभान अल्लाह तमाम साथियों को या अली मदद. Thank you for joining us this morning. Inshallah, we will continue with our Farman Mubarak of Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazir Imam from Bezul Khial Mulakat, Montreal, Canada, November 21st, 2017. Let's start with the blessed name and with the help of Imam Zaman, Nur Maulana Shah Karim Hussaini Hazir Imam, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, मदद फरमा. अल्लाहुल कय्यूम अली अल्लाह मदद फरमा. या मौलाए मेहरबान तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला, तौफीक ताहीद हिम्मत व यारी मौला. या मौलाए मेहरबान हम गरीबों की मदद फरमा मौला. या मौला, या मौला हमारे करीब आ जा मौला. या मौला अपना दस्त मुबारक हमारे कंधों पर रख मौला. या मौलाए मेहरबान अपने नूर से हमारी हिदायत फरमा मौला. या मौला ताकि तेरे ही नूर की रोशनी में, तेरी हिदायत से, तेरी कुर्बत से मौला, तेरी रहमत से मौला, हम इस फरमान को उन नजरों से देख सके मौला जहां से तूने उसको फरमाया मौला, ताकि हमारी समझ में इजाफा हो और इंशाल्लाह फिर उस पर अमल करते हुए हमारे दर्जात में भी इजाफा हो मौला. या मौलाए मेहरबान मदद फरमा, मदद फरमा मौला. तमाम साथियों को एक बार फिर या अली मदद. हम पेज नंबर 21 जहां पर हमने रोका था, जहां पर मौला फरमाते हैं कि बंदगी में कोई ऐसी चीज नहीं जिसको हम कह सके कि हम नाकाम हो गए. Where we had stopped, where Imam says there is no such thing, there is no such thing, there is no failure in bandagi. And then Mola explains what does it mean there is no failure in bandagi. If you listen to this paragraph very carefully, it should give us lot of hope and even lot of courage and strength to come and sit in bandagi, as every time we sit in bandagi there is success and there is no chance whatsoever of failure, inshallah. So I want it to be well understood that if you sit and you seek the light, there is no failure. There is only success, or there is simply time that passes, but there is no failure because there is no wrong doing. If you take this part, it's very clear because bandagi is such an action of submission, following, ittihad, part of a moment's right doing righteousness or well good deeds. And when you do good deeds, when you are on the right path, when you are following Imam's Farman, how can there be a failure? It cannot be, because that is part of your good deed, part of your bandagi, itahat, submission, following, farman bardari, your kurbani. If you take all of that, then that makes logical, intellectual sense that there cannot be failure in such a great good doing. आपने देखा कि यहाँ पर मौला वाज़े तौर पे समझाते हैं कि आप इस बात को अच्छी तरह से समझ जाएं कि इबादत के अंदर जब आप बैठते हैं तो नाकामी के कोई भी चांसेस नहीं है। क्यों नहीं है चांसेस? क्योंकि इबादत अज खुद एक फरमान बरदारी है। इबादत अज खुद एक सजदा है। इबादत अज खुद एक दुआ है। इबादत अज खुद एक कुर्बानी है। इबादत अज खुद एक अच्छी नियत है और एक अच्छा करना है। जब कोई अच्छी नियत से कोई अच्छा काम करता है तो उसमें नाकामी मुमकिन नहीं, क्योंकि आपकी नियत कुर्बानी और बंदगी और एक अच्छा काम करने की थी, तो फिर उसके अंदर कोई भी गलत काम होने का खदशा नहीं हो सकता। इसीलिए उसके अंदर नाकामी का भी कोई काम नहीं है। So I want you to understand that if you are not successful and you sit in bandagi for some time, don't get unhappy. Don't need to worry. So if you are not touched by the light for a while, do not worry about it. That is not that you can say I have failed. The light just have not touched your heart yet. Because ibadat is a journey and ibadat is on a path. Sometimes it takes a minute or two to walk on that path. But because number one, your niyat for ibadat is there. Number two, you have come and sat in ibadat happily. And number three, you have not sat in ibadat for any greedy purposes. Meaning you have come as a momin, as a banda to the Imam, and you are following the farman of the Imam by giving this time, and you are sitting in ibadat. That itself is a success, because you are successfully following Imam's farman. Subhanallah. तो यहाँ पर हमने देखा, चूंकि आप एक अच्छी नियत से एक काम करने के लिए जा रहे हैं, तो फिर उसमें नाकामी के कोई भी बात नहीं होती है। और जब अगर एक दो दिन, एक दो हफ्ते, एक दो महीने, एक दो साल भी लग जाते हैं, तो इसमें नाखुशी की कोई बात नहीं है, बल्कि खुशी खुशी की बात है कि आपने एक साल, 2 साल इमाम के फरमान को मानते हुए, इबादत में बैठते हुए कुर्बानी इनायत की है। You need anything, बेटा? Okay. So sorry, माफी। and you sit in ibadat for some time, don't get unhappy. Don't need to worry. Don't think that you are failing to find the light because there is something wrong in the way you sit, in the way you think, in the way you are. No, there is nothing negative when you sit in बंदगी. There is no such thing. आप ऐसा मत सोचें कि मैं यूं बैठता हूं, मैं यूं बैठता हूं. And I remember we had talked about this many times before. Should I sit like this? Should I sit like this? हमने बहुत मर्तबा इसके लिए बात की है कि मैं यूं बैठूं, मैं यूं बैठूं. No, you sit the way that you are comfortable. Whatever makes you comfortable, because in ibadat, if you are not comfortable, how will you focus? No, you sit in ibadat the way you like to sit in ibadat comfortably. So your focus is not on your feet, on your legs, on your back, on your shoulder, or you are hurting because you are trying to sit in a certain way. No, no, no. You sit whatever way you like because it is not your body. It is not your body that is doing ibadat. It is your heart and mind which is concentrating, focused on the Isme Azam. नाचिद ये अर्ज कर रहा था कि आप बैठे जिस तरह से भी आपको अच्छा लगता है. कोई फिक्र की बात नहीं है कि आप किस तरह से बैठते हैं, क्योंकि ये आपके पांव दर्द हो गए, आपकी कमर दर्द होगी, आपका कंधा दर्द हो रहा है, आपकी गर्दन दर्द हो रही है, तो आप इबादत में किस तरह से तवज्जो देंगे? जो भी आपके लिए बेहतर है आप बैठे, आप उठे हैं, बस आप उठे और इबादत के अंदर शामिल हो जाएं जिस तरह से भी आपको अच्छा लगता है, क्योंकि आपका जिस्म नहीं, आपका दिल और दिमाग इसमें आजम के अंदर शामिल होता है. दिस इज नॉट अ फिजिकल मैटर, but it is the matter of your heart and your mind and your soul. Then you cannot do anything wrong because now you have understood that it is not about how you sit or where you sit. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And if anyone forces you, show them this Imam's Farman. This is the Imam's Farman. Take this recording, have it with you. Have them listen to this. Because it is not how you sit, but it is all about what is your intent. Your niyat क्या है उसके ऊपर पूरा दारो मदार है, ना कि किस तरह से और कहाँ आप बैठते हैं. So this should give us lot of hope, lot of courage, and lot of strength to even better than yesterday to come and sit and do your bandagi as you have been given the Isme Azam of the Imam Zaman, inshallah. Further, Mullah says, do not associate sitting in bandagi with success or unsuccess. There is no such thing as failure. There cannot be. You are sitting, seeking, and if you are touched with that wonderful light, you will know it. You should keep it to yourself. Don't discuss it with others. So let's take a minute and talk about this. Again, Mola is reminding you, do not say because I'm sitting that way, or I'm sitting this way, or I'm sitting there, or I'm sitting here, and that's why I'm not successful or I'm failed. No, it has nothing to do with this. There is no such thing. There is no such thing. There cannot be. You are sitting, seeking, and if you are touched with that wonderful light, just because you have decided to wake up and fulfill your obligation toward the Isme Azam and the promise that you have made to the Imam, then that niyat, that intention, and then when you sit and when you seek, and then when you are touched with that light, you will know it, and then make sure you keep this to yourself. Don't discuss this with others because that is your and yours only personally to keep, be happy, and inshallah their light will help you, will guide you in all manners inshallah. अगर जब आप उठकर बैठते हैं, आप बिल्कुल इस बात की फिक्र मत करें कि आप कहां पर और किस तरह से बैठे हुए हैं. बस आप बैठे, उठे, बैठे और अपने इसमें आजम के जरिए से इस नूर की कोच लगाएं. और जब ये नूर आपके दिल को छुएगा तो इंशाल्लाह वो बहुत ही खूबसूरत, बहुत ही खुशी के साथ आपको बहुत ज्यादा हिम्मत इनायत करेगा और आपको आगे की दौड़वरें भी इंशाल्लाह इस रोशनी से मिलती रहेंगी और आप किसी से भी इसके बारे में कोई भी चर्चा ना करें. I know that certain spiritual children have come to me and they have said, Hazri Mom, can I tell my sister or my aunt or my uncle? And I said, no. ताजुब की बात है कि जब हमको ये नूर की इनायत होती है तो वो खुशी ऐसी होती है कि हमारा दिल चाहता है कि हम अपने भाई बहनों के साथ, अपने रिश्तेदारों के साथ उसको शेयर करें. मौला फरमाते हैं नहीं, नहीं, आप ये काम नहीं करेंगे. आप सिर्फ इस खुशी को अपने तक महदूद रखेंगे. इंशाल्लाह जब ये लाइट, ये नूर आपके दिल को छुएगा, आपको लिए ये काफी होगा कि आप उसके अंदर खुशी से, आराम से रहें इंशाल्लाह. I said, keep that wonderful light as a special blessing for each individual who is successful. It is yours, but you cannot share it. Because if you try to share it, people who have never been touched by that light will have difficulty in understanding what you are trying to articulate. Now, Imam is giving us why. What is the reason? Why can we not share? We were taught to share everything we have. Why can we not share this happiness, this success, this light? And Mola beautifully put, this line has a dual meaning. If you are paying attention, you will understand. This line of Farman has dual meaning. Mola says, because if you try to share it, and people who have never been touched by that light will have difficulty in understanding what you are trying to articulate because they don't know what you're talking about. They will look at you like you are strange. Maybe you are crazy. Maybe you have gone mad. You are talking about something which has absolutely no understanding for them. So it is better that you keep this blessing, this special blessing, for yourself, because they have never seen it, and it has true meaning to it if you are paying attention to it. So don't share, as those who never have been touched by this light will have a hard time understanding. मौला फरमाते हैं कि ये रोशनी आपके लिए खास ब्लेसिंग है, दुआ आशीष है, रहमत है। बस आप उसको अपने लिए जाती तौर पर रखें, क्योंकि अगर आप इसको दूसरों के साथ शेयर करने की कोशिश करेंगे, उसको समझाने की कोशिश करेंगे, और वो लोग जिसको कभी भी इस नूर की बरकत नहीं हुई है, वो इस बात को नहीं समझ पाएंगे, क्योंकि उन्होंने इस लाइट को कभी भी नहीं देखा। तो वो कैसा इस बात को समझेंगे? और अगर आप उसको बोलने की कोशिश करेंगे, समझाने की कोशिश करेंगे, डिस्क्राइब करने की कोशिश करेंगे, तो वो आपके तरफ अजीब तरीके से देखेंगे कि ये मेरा भाई, ये मेरी बहन क्या बात कर रही है, क्योंकि उनको इस बात की समझ नहीं होगी, क्योंकि उन्होंने इसका कभी भी कोई तजर्बा नहीं किया। So I said to my spiritual children, be patient, be humble, be discreet, and if you are successful, then it is my greatest happiness. मौला क्या फरमाते हैं कि जब ऐसा हो तो सब्र करें और ज्यादा आजीजी करें और इस बात को छुपा के रखें, और अगर आप सक्सेसफुल हुए, कामयाब हुए, तो ऐसा है जैसा मैं कामयाब हो गया। सुभान अल्लाह, अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व आले मोहम्मद। It is like, if you are successful, then it is my greatest happiness. Do we understand what that means? Imam saying, your success is my success, because Imam wants each one of us to be successful. In our success, Imam saying, is my success. How wonderful is that? Imam saying, I am part of your success. When Imam is part of your success, why would we not be successful? Imam is with you every step of the way. Imam is holding your hand. Imam's hand is on your shoulder. Imam is standing next to you. Imam's blessing, khana wadan, wish and will is with you. Subhanallah. आपने सुना, मौला फरमाते हैं कि जब ये हो तो आप और ज्यादा हम्बलनेस से, आजीजी के साथ, सब्र से काम लें, और जब आप इसमें कामयाब हो गए तो ऐसा है जैसा ये मेरी कामयाबी है। यानी कि इमाम फरमाते कि मैं आपकी कामयाबी में आपके साथ शामिल हूं, मैं आपके साथ शामिल हूं। जब इमाम हमारे साथ है, जब इमाम ने हमारा हाथ पकड़ा हुआ है, जब इमाम का हाथ मुबारक, दस्ते मुबारक हमारे कंधों पर है, इमाम की दुआएं और खाना वदान हमारे साथ है, तो कैसा मुमकिन है कि हम इसमें कामयाब ना हो, जबकि हमारी कामयाबी में इमाम ज़मान की कामयाबी है। And therefore, Mullah says, I give to each one of you my special blessing, for success. Look at how much blessing Imam have given to us. Khana wadan, khana wadan, khana wadan. इमाम की तमाम दुआएं हमारे साथ है, इमाम के खाना वदान हमारे साथ है. Mullah further says, and if you are successful, keep this as an individual spiritual enlightenment for each one of you. And if you are successful, that will guide you. You will remember it. You will seek it. It may not repeat itself or it may repeat itself. I will explain this in a minute. But if you have been touched once, I pray that all your life that you will be aware of this special light which has touched you. Let's look into this paragraph. Mullah says, when and if you are successful, this is for you individually. And here the word spiritual enlightenment. If you focus on this words, spiritual enlightenment, it will guide your spiritual path. It will show what to do. It will show how to move forward. It will show how you can go even further than that, how to increase your ranks, how to come closer to the Noor and more closer to the Noor and more closer to the Noor. As the light starts very small, in the example, a spark, but you wanted to come more closer to the light, make the light more brighter, and this light will guide you, will teach you, it will spiritually enlighten you. That enlightenment will tell you what to do and how to do it. And there is a chance you may be touched by this light once, and there is a chance that you may be touched by this light repeatedly again and again. And if that happens, Mubarak to you. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Come closer and closer to the light of the Imam. यहाँ पर मौला समझाते हैं कि जब आपको इस लाइट का तजर्बा होगा और आप इसमें कामयाब होगे, तो ये लाइट आपको अंदर से रूहानी तौर पर एक गाइडेंस देंगी. ये नूर, ये रोशनी आपके लिए हिदायत का काम करेंगी और आप कभी भी उसको भूल नहीं सकेंगे. हो सकता है कि ये लाइट आपको एक मर्तबा नसीब हो, लेकिन ये भी मुमकिन है कि ये लाइट आपको बार बार नसीब हो. अगर ऐसा होता है तो आप उसके अंदर और आगे और आगे और आगे बढ़ना, इंशाल्लाह आप नूर के करीब से करीब और इमाम से करीब आते जाएंगे. और ये आपके लिए है, इंशाल्लाह ये आपकी रूह को और आपके दिल को और दिमाग को रोशन कर देने वाली रोशनी होगी. I give to you, each one of you, again my special loving blessing for success. खाना वदान, खाना वदान, खाना वदान. एक बार फिर तमाम को बहुत ज्यादा इसमें कामयाब होने के लिए दुआ आशीष मुला फरमाते हैं. Lastly, I would say to my murid, be careful not to discuss this as thought it was a matter of public into various communities. Especially, Mullah says, don't discuss this with anyone or amongst other communities. I don't know what would be the reason that we would be talking about this personal ibadat, Isme Azam, with others. I cannot think of a single reason why would be anyone be talking about this publicly into various communities. But apparently there are people, there are Jamaat who have not understood that Ibadat and Isme Azam is so personal, so individual, that it is only between you and your Imam. That Isme Azam which Imam have given to you is personalized for you and you only. If you try to give this to others or talk about this with others, there is no benefit to them. There is no benefit to them, as it is only for you. आप इसको किसी के साथ भी इसमें आजम की इबादत की और कोई भी जो बैतुल ख्याल की चीजें हैं उसको डिस्कशन में ना लाएं, क्योंकि ये आपके लिए जाती है और उसमें किसी का कोई फायदा नहीं होने वाला। तो फिर उसको दूसरे के साथ बातचीत में लाने का कोई फायदा नहीं है। और मेरे को समझ में नहीं आता है कि क्यों ऐसा कोई कोई करेगा, क्योंकि ये बोल जो मौला ने आपको दिया है वो जाती है आपके और आपके इमाम के दरमियान में। अगर आप किसी को देते हैं उसको इसका कोई भी फायदा नहीं होने वाला है, क्योंकि ये आपके लिए है सिर्फ। We are talking about a spiritual issue in the context of our faith. It is ours, keep it as ours, and if you are successful, keep that happiness with yourself. Don't try to articulate it to others because it is part of our tariqa, so keep it to yourself. So यहाँ पर दो बातें हुई, एक कि ये हमारे तरीके के लिए है। अगर आप बैतुल ख्याल की बात करते हैं, इबादत की बात करते हैं, तो हमारे तरीके के अंदर हम कर सकते हैं, लेकिन जब बोल की बात आती है तो वो आपके लिए इनफिरादी है। If you are talking about the Baitul Khayal and Ibadat as a Jamaat, then that is okay. But when it comes to the Isme Azam, it is individual, unique to you and yourself. Keep it to yourself. Don't go outside and talk about Baitul Khayal. And definitely don't talk about Isme Azam and Bol or Isme Azam ceremony or any of these things. Within the Tariqah, within the Jamaat, when we talk about the Baitul Khayal, as we are doing right now, we are talking about the Baitul Khayal and practice of the Ibadat amongst ourselves. But when it comes to the Isme Azam, the Bol, we do not disclose or talk about it because that Isme Azam is ours and ours individually, uniquely between one of us and the Imam. Each one of us an Imam, between you and your Mullah. So don't discuss. It will be very, I will be very happy if in the years ahead each one of you will be touched at least once. I will give you special light. Subhanallah. I will be very happy, Mullah says, if in the years ahead each one of you will be touched at least once. It will give you special light. And when Imam use the word will, that's a definite tense. Not maybe, not you should be, but you will be. There's a definite tense. Imam is saying, you do follow this farman, make your niyat, your deeds, your amal good. And if you follow the farman and wake up and give this qurbani and sit in ibadat, it will be touched at least once. It will give you special light. खाना वदान खाना वदान खाना वदान मौला फरमाते हैं कि मुझे बहुत ही खुशी होगी, बहुत ज्यादा खुशी होगी कि आने वाले सालों में कम से कम एक बार आपको इस नूर की रोशनी का अनुभव हो, तजर्बा हो, और ये स्पेशल लाइट, ये नूर आपको छुए. खाना वदान खाना वदान खाना वदान. I hope as I look upon you in front of me that every one of you will be successful. मौला फरमाते कि मुझे उम्मीद है कि मैं जिस तरह से आप लोगों को अभी देख रहा हूं और मौला आपकी तरफ जो नजर फरमाते हैं उसके अंदर नूर की बारिश होती है. When Imam look upon each one of you while giving this farman, what is he doing? He is spreading, he is sharing his noor with his eyes. Imam literally touching your heart. If you are sitting there with that pure heart, it is very much possible that one or some of us would have seen that noor and the noor have touched their heart at that moment, because Imam with his eyes is sharing his light, his noor upon each one of us when we are sitting in that. If you all remember, Nachiz and Garib has recommended every time Imam comes and says, I will give you Isme Azam, run, go, because there is a chance, and make your heart clean and pure. When Imam they shed their light on you during that farman with the love and affectionate, you may be able to catch the light and you will be successful at that second, that minute. So let me read this again. अगर आपने इस बात को समझ लिया कि इमाम फरमाते हैं कि जैसा आप मेरे सामने अभी बैठे हुए हैं, मैं चाहता हूं कि आप अभी अभी और इसी वक्त तमाम के तमाम कामयाब हो जाएं, क्योंकि इमाम अपनी आंखों से उस वक्त नूर की बारिश करते हैं. अगर आपका दिल पाक और पाकिज़ा है और तैयार है, आपने अपनी जमीन को तैयार किया हुआ है, तो वो नूर का बीज आपके अंदर आ जाता है उसी वक्त. इसीलिए नाचीज ने बारहा ये अर्ज की है कि जब जब इमाम आए और फरमाए कि मैं आऊंगा और आपको इसमें आजम दूंगा, आप जाएं, बार बार जाएं. क्या पता कि किस वक्त वो इमाम की नूर नजर हम पर पड़ जाए और वो नूर की रोशनी हमारे अंदर जिंदा और कामयाब हो जाए. इंशाल्लाह, that you will have strong success in finding the light. And I say to you, there is no such thing as failure. You are accustomed to success and failure. In this, there is no failure. There is only success, or simply the search. Mullah says, I again strongly says to you that you may be successful in finding this light, as there is no failure. I know as a human nature, we think of things in this way of success and failure, but in this, there is no failure. Matter of fact, only success or only search, but there is no failure. ये वो जगह है जहां पर आपको या तो सक्सेस होगा या आप सर्च करते रहेंगे, लेकिन नाकामयाबी के कोई भी चांस नहीं है। हम दुनिया के अंदर हर चीज को कामयाबी और नाकामी के अंदाजे में देखते हैं, तोड़ते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पर ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है। मौला फरमाते हैं, सो आई सेड टू माय स्पिरिचुअल चिल्ड्रन टुडे, डोंट fear failure because it is not part of this spiritual exercise. It's not part of this spiritual exercise. So do not fear failure. Search, but don't fear failure. All right? Imam is asking question. Do you understand? Imam is asking question. कि जब यहाँ पर आप आ गए हैं तो इस बात को अच्छी तरह से समझ लें कि इसमें नाकामी के कोई भी चांसेस नहीं है और इसमें डरने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है कि आप नाकाम हो गए, क्योंकि इसमें सिर्फ कामयाबी है, क्योंकि ये एक स्पिरिचुअल रूहानी प्रैक्टिस है। मौला फिर सवाल पूछते हैं, ठीक है, क्या आप इस बात को समझ गए हैं? और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आज आप इस फरमान को अच्छी तरह से समझ गए होंगे। दैट इज that in this there is no failure, there is only success. If you are successful, but there is no failure. If you sit in fear of failure, you will close the door to success. क्या मसला है कि अगर हम इस नियत के साथ बैठते हैं या विचार के साथ बैठते हैं, सोच के साथ बैठते हैं कि या तो हम कामयाब हो गए या हम नाकाम हो गए, तो आप खुद ही अपने लिए अपने दरवाजे बंद कर देते हैं। जबकि आपको किस नियत से बैठना था कि यहाँ बैठना ही कामयाबी है और यहाँ बैठना ही खुशी का रीजन है, यहाँ बैठना ही सब कुछ है, वरना आप अपने लिए कामयाबी के दरवाजे बंद कर देंगे, क्योंकि आप डर के मारे बैठ रहे हैं कि मैं कामयाब होगा कि नाकाम हो जाऊंगा, जबकि आपको खुशी के साथ बैठना है और वही बैठना ही आपकी कामयाबी है। Do not sit there with the fear, because there is no failure. There is only success. If you are successful, but there is no failure. If you sit in fear of failure, you will close the door to success yourself. Because there is no failure. My brother and sister, my friends, there is no failure. Just sitting in ibadat itself is success. Then there cannot be any failure. There cannot be any failure. Do you understand? आप तमाम समझिए इस बात को। Don't close the door. अपने हाथों से अपनी कामयाबी का दरवाजा बंद ना करें। And I give you special blessing, each one of you, for success. That you should find that light. That it should be part of you during the rest of your life, and that it should give you spiritual happiness and happiness, all thoughts, all through your life. खाना वदान, खाना वदान, खाना वदान। क्या आप तमाम इस बात को समझ गए कि डर के मारे बैठकर अपने आप का दरवाजा बंद ना कर दें, क्योंकि ये खुशी और ये दुआ और ये कामयाबी आपकी है। जब आपको ये मिल जाएंगी तो हमेशा आपके साथ रहेंगी, आपकी जिंदगी भर आपके साथ रहेंगी। मौला फरमाते कि अभी से और जब तक आप इस दुनिया में है, ये आपके साथ रहेंगी। ये रूहानी खुशी आपके साथ जिंदगी भर रहेंगी। खाना वदान, खाना वदान, खाना वदान। आई डोंट वांट यू टू फेयर फेलियर। ओके, मौला दोबारा से समझाते हैं, डू नॉट फेयर फेलियर। हम समझ गए? इफ यू फेयर फेलियर यू विल बी अनहैप्पी। इफ यू फेयर फेलियर you will be unhappy. So sit with the attitude that sitting in ibadat is successful and you will be successful and therefore you will be happy. आप डर से ना बैठे कि आप कामयाब नहीं हो गए, आप खुशी के साथ बैठे और यही आपकी कामयाबी है। And after you have to eliminate the emotion that is failure, there is no failure, there is only success. Or you continue in your search and the search is good. बस अब इस बात को छोड़ दें कि आपको कामयाबी होगी कि नाकामी होगी, क्योंकि इसमें बैठने में ही कामयाबी है। बस आप इस लाइट की तलाश में खुशी खुशी से इबादत बैठे। The search itself will bring you the happiness. You will bring peace of mind, will bring you a sense of generosity toward your family, toward your jamaat. आप इसमें बैठे, खुशी के साथ बैठे, और जब आप इबादत में इस तरीके से बैठेंगे तो आपका दिल और दिमाग हर हमेशा खुशी खुशी और खुशी में होगा, पुख्ता होगा, ज्यादा जनरस हो जाएगा और हमेशा आपकी फैमिली और जमात के साथ इसी तरह से आप बर्ताव करेंगे। सो इन दिस मैटर डोंट थिंक ऑफ फेलियर, think of the beauty of the light that you are searching, what it will bring you in your life, in your families, in your jamaat, in your work, and in your dealing with the worldly matters. I will be so happy if you are all successful. And I give you a special blessing for success, that you may find that light, that it should bring you spiritual happiness. जब आप इबादत में बैठे तो सोचे कि जब वो खूबसूरत लाइट आपको नजर आएंगी तो कितनी खूबसूरत होगी, क्या खुशी मिलेंगी आपको। बस इस तरह से बैठे, खुशी खुशी से बैठे, और जब आपको ये मिल जाएंगी, आपकी जिंदगी और आपके तवज्जुह से आपके खानदान की जिंदगी, क्योंकि आप खुशी से अब हर काम के अंदर शामिल हो गए, आपकी जमात की तरक्की होगी, आपके कामों के अंदर आसानी होगी, आपकी जो भी दुनियावी काम होंगे उसमें आसानी हो जाएंगी, आप हमेशा खुश होगे क्योंकि आप नूरानी मस्ती में होगे, और ये कामयाबी हमेशा आपके साथ रहेंगी क्योंकि ये रूहानी खुशी है। एंड स्ट्रेंथ इन योर सिरात अल मुस्तकीम, और यहाँ पर आपको बहुत ज्यादा मजबूती मिलेंगी सिरात अल मुस्तकीम पर चलने के लिए। खाना वदान, खाना वदान, खाना वदान। आमीन। He is looking at me and he is saying, Hazir Imam, repeat the ball. So I will repeat the ball. Look at this. Imam found this one murid and read his mind and read his heart. He's saying, he is looking at me and saying, Hazir Imam, repeat the ball. So Imam is repeating the ball. Look at the blessing, Imam is watching your every action. जब एक मुरीद ने इमाम की तरफ देखा तो इमाम को ये संदेशा मिला, मैसेज मिला कि या मौला एक मरतबा फिर इसमें आजम को दोहरा दें। तो इमाम फरमाते हैं, लो मैंने इसमें आजम को दोहरा दिया। देखें इमाम की ब्लेसिंग आपके ऊपर। सो सीक टू कम क्लोज टू हैव हु इज अबव whole universe, about life, about the world. Seek to elevate, and you sit to elevate your soul to He who is above all else. Find the light, and inshallah, it will guide you during your lifetime. जब आप इसमें बैठे करीब आए और करीब आए उस नूर के, उसके जो हर चीज से आला और बुलंद है, सब चीज से ऊपर, दुनिया से ऊपर, हर चीज से ऊपर। अपनी रूह को तरक्की दें, अपनी रूह को आगे बढ़ाएं और उसके करीब आ जाएं, उस लाइट के करीब आ जाएं, उस लाइट को ढूंढ लें। और जब ये लाइट आपकी होगी तो ये हमेशा जिंदगी भर आपकी रहेंगी। आई गिव यू माई बेस्ट स्पेशल लविंग ब्लेसिंग ऑन दिस ओकेजन। खाना वदान, खाना वदान, खाना वदान। प्लीज रिसाइट द होली सलवात। अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व आले मुहम्मद। Both Nawazish, thank you for joining and thank you for listening. Now, if we have any comments or question, please ask.
Subhanallah, sir. Subhanallah. Friends, please share your questions in the chat, or you can unmute your device to ask any question. Right, so there are no questions in the chat at this time. So it looks like nobody has questions today.
So, I know this one question comes again and again that I remember our friends on this line have asked many times before. And is a dual question. One, part one, if we have received one Ismail Azam, should we go for the second time? And second is, do we need more than one Ismail Azam? And there is the reason that we are going the second time. So let me most humbly give you this one piece of learning and advice. It is not about Bol or Isme Azam. It is everything to do with the Didar, the blessing, and the Noor and Nazar which Imam will put on you. The Khana Vadan that Imam will give you. The blessing and mercy that Imam will shower on you. Who in his right mind will not want to have once, twice, more and more blessings, the Noor and the Khanavadan of the Imam? So why are we going there again and again? To receive that blessing, the Noor and Nazar that Imam will put on you. And there is a chance that while you are sitting there, first time, second time, third time, fourth time, that Imam will see you and he will give you that Noor in your heart while you are sitting there. Why would you not want that? Does this you answer your question once again? You want that light to touch you as soon as possible. There is a more chance that at that time while you are sitting in Imam's feet in that Betul Khyal hall and Imam is looking around, he will see you, and if your heart is pure and your land, your ground is ready, he will give you the light. Does this help you? Because this question comes after we'll hang up this line. Somebody will call me, somebody will send you message, somebody will send Kamre Sahib message, somebody will send me a message. Ask this question every single week. यहाँ पर मैं एक बार दोबारा से बहुत ही आजीजी के साथ समझाना चाहता हूं कि एक मर्तबा, दो मर्तबा, तीन मर्तबा, चार मर्तबा जब भी इमाम आए, आप जाएं इमाम के कदमों में बैठकर अपने दिल को पाक करके, साफ करके, तैयार करके, मुमकिन है कि इमाम उसी वक्त अपनी नूर नजर आप पर डाले और वो नूर आपके दिलों को छू जाए। कौन होगा नादान जो इमाम के नूर को जल्द से जल्द पाने के लिए कोशिश नहीं करेगा? ये आपकी कोशिश होगी। इंशाल्लाह जरूर जाएं, बार बार जाएं, क्योंकि हम तो इमाम के दुआ आशीष, उसके नूर नजर के लिए मरते हैं, तो फिर क्यों नहीं जाएंगे बार बार? इस बात को याद कर लें ताकि बार बार आपको पूछना ना पड़े। जी।
Subhanallah, sir. So we have a few more questions in the chat. First one, why we say Ali Allah?
Okay, very out of subject. Very out of subject. If you are part of this group and if you have been listening to our Sunday morning in USA and Sunday evening night in India, Pakistan, we have done entire course on the very subject. How do you see Imam? How do you see Imam? And you have 4 possible answer. Do you see him as a human? Do you see him as a guide? Do you see him as a Noor-e Ilahi? Or do you see him as Ali Allah? The choice is yours. Choice is yours. Now, if your question is, why do I say Ali Allah? Because you said, why do we say Ali Allah? I don't know why you say Ali Allah. But if your question is, why do I say Ali Allah? Because I do not see him as merely a human. I do not see him as just an intercessor guide. I do not see him only as the barrier of the Noor, but I see him as the Noor himself. So I call him Ali Allah. Does this answer your question? अगर उर्दू में एक्सप्लेनेशन की जरूरत है तो फरमा दीजिए प्लीज।
So we have another question. When Hazimam said not to share your experience with others who have not experienced or understand this light, does this mean it is okay to share amongst people who have experienced and therefore will understand?
That is the correct understanding, but the question would be, how will you know who have and who have not? आपका सवाल बिल्कुल दुरुस्त है और समझ भी दुरुस्त है, लेकिन फिर सवाल ये पैदा होता है, आपको कैसा पता चलेगा कि कौन कामयाब है और कौन कामयाब नहीं है? हाँ, अगर आप उस शख्स को देख पाते हैं कि ये शख्स कामयाब है तो फिर आप कर सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको कैसे पता चलेगा? If you can tell, then sure, but the question is how will you be able to tell? जी,
It's the question. Does receiving light change a person's character, like anger, happiness?
absolutely, absolutely, yes, yes. Mafi, was there a more question? Go ahead and ask. I got so excited. Go ahead, Kamini Sahib.
Okay, so I think that's all.
So let me explain, Kamini Sahib. When this noor, this light touches you, it gives you such a great understanding and peace and happiness that your attitude changes. Your attitude, your way of talk and walk changes. You become more humble. You become more friendly. And inshallah, as you move forward, remember the Noor is given on the stages too. It's not a one time event. It can be coming closer and closer. As you go forward, your walk, your talk, the way you live your life, way you help and guide your family and your Jamaat and others, because now you are enlightened from within, your entire life changes. Ji.
Sir, Kamaria Saab, I'm really very sorry, but right on top there is one question. Should we still go for another bowl, although Maula has blessed us with one bowl?
Did I not
Yeah,
answer the question earlier?
Ji sir, you answered that, sir. Earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Shanaz,
sir.
did
I
you not
really
hear?
apologize.
Right.
Sir, I don't know. I missed it, I think. I'm sorry, sir. I apologize.
No worries. कोई
All
बात
right.
नहीं है.
Another question: is bowl can be obtained in batin? Why second time bowl is called promotion?
Very good question. Yes, bowl can be obtained in batin. And when I say batin, there are three ways, not one, but three ways a great moment can obtain a bowl in batin. Number one, in his dream. How amazing is that? Number two, through the Betul Khayal. Number three, when a moment is far away physically and there is no chance of ever coming in physical contact with the Imam, meaning he will never receive a bowl through Hazir Imam physically, then Imam blesses those Jamaat. For example, at one time there was no didar in Russia and China and some of the other countries for 60, 70, 80 years. Matter of fact, never. Like for northern Pakistan, Hazir Imam was the first Imam ever have given a physical didar to northern Pakistan. First time in Russia, first time in China, Tajikistan, etc. Then Imam's special blessing comes to those Jamaat and Imam gives them Isme Azam in Batin. What was your second question? Oh, promotion. Why is it called promotion? If you look at the dictionary, promotion has two meanings. I would like you to look at the dictionary, okay? Don't take my word for it. Look at the dictionary. Promotion has two meanings. Because you were not able to move forward, so you were promoted. Because you were not able to move forward, so he was given a push, a promotion. Second meaning of promotion is Because you were able to be successful a little bit, you want a little bit more push. So you were promoted. I hope you understood by my action. You were
Thank you,
pushed.
sir. Shukr aliyallah.
All right, so we have another question. If we do not have the bowl, what should we recite when we sit in Bandagi?
There is not a single Ismaili in 15 million, 20 million Ismaili Jamaat who does not have ball. What? What did I just say? There is not a single Ismaili in the Ismaili Jamaat, may it be 15 or 20 million, who does not have ball. Every Ismaili have a ball. Let me show you how and when and where did you get that ball. When Imam comes and when Imam sees that there is a half of the Jamaat who is willingly and happily and wants to come for the bowl, and they enroll themselves in Baitul Khiyal, and they come to Mullah and says, willingly, I want to do ibadat, I would like to have a bowl. And then the other half who comes to Imam for didar, but not willingly or happily says that I want to elevate my soul and to do ibadat. But then what happens when Mullah Bapa leaves, and all of a sudden in your heart comes this thought, oh my God, I miss my chance of receiving Ismi Azam. What do I do now? Now you may have to wait for a year, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year, 30 years. So look at how merciful my Mullah is. He's so merciful. He's so loving. So you know what he did? He came in the golden jubilee time especially and gave Ismi Azam to all the Jamaat by saying, when you have a second, when you have a minute, whenever you are sitting, take the tasbih, call on Allah, your first Ismi Azam, call on Muhammad, your second Ismi Azam, call on Ali, your third Ismi Azam, call on any name of the Imam, fourth Ismi Azam. And the Imam himself, Kareem, is the living Isme Azam for those who believe. How many Isme Azam do you have now? 5. Do you need more Isme Azam? Everyone has a Isme Azam if they understand, 1, and if they believe, 2. If you are understanding what I'm telling you, and if you are a believer, if your Iman is intact on the Imam as Zaman, then you have not 1 but the 5 Ismi Azam. That's how merciful my Mullah is on entire Jamaat. Gee, no worries.
Okay, so another question. If someone is blessed with light, and let's say if by human nature falls backwards in sin of non-forgiveness, then is that light stay with him or he has to make an effort again?
Another good question. So let's say, and I'm going to give you example for, if you can see my screen, I want to give you example. You see light around me? You see it's nice and bright. If I choose to close my eyes, and if you ask me, I will say, well, it's not light. Do you understand the example? When we fall backward, what we are only doing is closing our eyes toward the light. The light does not go away. Light is there. You see, the light is there. By closing my eyes, it does not affect the light, does it? So when a light touches you, and then if you fall back, light remains with you. Anytime you choose to come back and open your eyes, you will find the light. I hope this example helps you. G.
So another question. In Batin, if Noor is gifted, it will be in understanding or Roshni of whatever ball is in image.
All of the above. All of the above. It comes in the form of light, comes in the form of understanding, comes in form of happiness, comes in form of enlightenment, comes in form of automatic isme azam, all of the above. G.
Okay, so there is a question, but not sure is uh, the friend explained it properly. It just says when Hazmam is in one of the Farman says, when you come next time, I will give you a naksh. So Parveen, could you please explain your question a little bit more? Uh,
As
I
Imam said,
think,
for the first time, I will not give you a nudge, but when you come for a promotion, then I will give you a nudge.
okay. Yes, I remember that Farman. So what it means is there are times, and I believe I have explained this in one of the Betul Khyal lectures. I believe I have. So when Imam comes and there are, let's say, 2,000, 5,000 Jamaat sitting in front of the Imam, Imam can see and he knows what is good for the Jamaat today. Amongst this 2,000, 5,000 Jamaat, what is good for them today? And I will give you a small example from the time of Sultan Muhammad Shah. So you may have a greater understanding of both the word and the Naqsh. Okay. So one time, Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah Alayhi, may our soul be sacrificed to their Imam, came for the Baitul Khyal Isme Azam ceremony. Imam comes and gives a bowl. After repeating few times, Imam says, it would be better if I would give you a Naqsh. Why? Because Imam felt, noticed that some of the Jamaat are not able to understand the Arabic word, the name, or the Isme Azam, the bowl. So he said, it is better if I give you Naqsh. So he gives them a Naqsh. Okay. So let me get a pen and a pencil, and I'm going to just write something. Okay. In Arabic or Urdu. So just to show you an example. Okay. So you will understand. Okay. So let's say Mullah give this Naqsh. Okay. This Naqsh. And Jamaat is not Arabic speaking, Urdu speaking, or even literate, or maybe just a handful of those people sitting there are not able to read this Naqsh. Then Mullah gives them. So you know what Mullah did? And this will answer your question, okay? So Mullah gave this naksh. What do you see on your screen? Just a line. Just a line. And Mola says, this is your naksh. Concentrate on this line. If you were listening about 15-20 minutes earlier when we began our QA session, and one of our sister asked a question about the Isme Azam and promotion. Nachi said, and if you were paying attention, I said, it is not about the Isme Azam. It is about the blessing, the Khanavadan, the Noor that Imam sheds on you. The Noor that Imam has given to you within that word or the Naksh that Imam has just given to you. So what Imam did to make it easier for that Jamaat, he just gave a one line, and along with that, he blessed them. Just for showing up for the Betul Khyal ceremony, Imam blessed them with the Noor because their niyat was pure, because their intention was there, because they wanted to elevate their soul. They wanted to elevate their self, themselves. So Imam bless them. Imam do not want to make it harder for us. Imam wants to make it easier for us. So I believe this one has more than your question answered. If not, ask again. I will be more than happy to go through it once again. G.
So there are no questions in the chat. G. Anila, please go ahead.
Yeah, Ali Madad, sir.
Yeah, Limita.
I have a question and I know the answer too, but I just wanted to confirm from you. As you mentioned when I asked the question earlier, that bowls are given, multiple bowls are given by Maula Bapa, especially during Golden Jubilee time. And then there was a special ceremony for a bowl, for Betul Khyal bowl itself, which was not mandatory, that was voluntary, that whoever wants to do ibadat. So when you sit in ibadat and you have other bowls that you are practicing or saying throughout the day, when you sit in bandagi from 4 to 5, which bowl should you practice, or what bowl, or is it matter? Can you can say any bowl?
The bowl which is uniquely given to you if you have voluntarily, willingly, happily have gone to Imam and says, I want to sit in Bandagi, please give me a bowl, bless me with a bowl. That is your specialized, customized, unique, blessed bowl. That is the bowl you want to recite in your ibadat. Having said that, if you have gone to Mola Bapa twice, 3 times in Betul Khyal, 4 times to receive the Isme Azam, and let's say by chance Imam gave you same bowl again and again, or Imam have given you unique bowl 1, 2, 3, and 4, then it is up to you. You start with your first bowl or whichever bowl you were able to successfully were able to automate, meaning you have repeated one bowl more than the other 3, then that will become your automatic bowl. Even if you try the second, third, and fourth, it will not work for you because you were more focused on the first one or second one or the third one or the fourth one, whichever have become more automatic for you. That's why it's called unique individual ball for you, blessed ball for you. So whichever has been automated, meaning the one you are successfully. So when you, let's say I'm going to take those 4 ball that Mola has given, right? Ya Allah, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, and the name of Mola Kareem. So let's say Kareem has become automatic for you, or let's say Ali has become automatic for you. So of course Ali would be your unique blessed Isme Azam now. So if you had the 4 Isme Azam, because you have went to Betul Khayal 4 times, that one Isme Azam will become automatically uniquely for you. You use that one. G.
Thank you, sir. Shukran lillah.
Thank you for great questions. I'm so blessed today that we have friends on this line who are paying attention and amazingly asking great questions. That is truly the blessing of the Imam Zaman. Ji Kamle Sahib.
Okay, so we have a question in chat. What should someone do if they have gone to Hazrat Imam for a bowl, to receive the bowl, but due to old age and illness, they have forgotten the bowl?
No worries. Believe Imam is most merciful father and mother to you. Believe that first. That's how we're going to start. Believe that Imam is most merciful father and mother to you. Now, Imam has given you a lot of other bowl. Imam has told you, you can recite Allah. You cannot forget that. Say Muhammad. You cannot forget that. Say Ali. You cannot forget that. And you know the name of the Imam of the time, right? That is your living Isme Azam. You are so blessed. So blessed. No worries. I would not let that bother you. Don't do that to yourself. Believe in the mercy of the Imam. G.
Okay. All right, sir. Friend is requesting if you could repeat the answer because he had a bad connection, could not hear his question answered. So he asked about that if someone is blessed with the light and by human nature fall backwards in sin
G.
and forgiveness, he said that.
जी तो मैं इस मरतबा उर्दू में बोल देता हूं क्योंकि पहले इंग्लिश में बोला था कि अगर कोई शख्स खुशकिस्मत मोमिन उसके वो खुशी वो रोशनी मिलती है जो पहली रोशनी जिसको हम कहते हैं, लेकिन किसी वजह से वो थोड़ा सा पीछे हट जाता है या नासमझी से ये समझ बैठता है कि बस यही तमाम है और आगे नहीं बढ़ता है और वो फिर दुनिया के कामों में मशगूल हो जाता है और उसको ऐसा लगता है कि अभी ये रोशनी मुझसे चली गई है, दूर हो गई है। ऐसा नहीं होता है। तो मैंने मिसाल दी यहाँ पर कि देखें यहाँ पर कितनी रोशनी है। अगर मैं अपनी आंखें बंद कर लेता हूं तो मुझे ऐसा लगेगा जैसे अंधेरा हो गया है, लेकिन रोशनी अपनी जगह पर कायम है। रोशनी अपनी जगह पर कायम है। जब भी आप आंख खोलेंगे, जब भी दोबारा उसकी तरफ लौट जाएंगे, जब भी तवज्जो देंगे, वो रोशनी हमेशा आपके साथ रहेगी। यानी कि आपकी आंखें बंद करने से या आपका मुड़ जाने की वजह से वो रोशनी नहीं चले जाती है। आपने अपना रुख मोड़ लिया है, आपने अपनी आंखें बंद कर ली है, वरना वो रोशनी अपनी जगह पर कायम और दायम है। जब भी आप उसकी तरफ तवज्जो देंगे वो रोशनी आपके साथ इंशाल्लाह रहेंगी और आपको मिल जाएंगी दोबारा से। जी
Okay, so the question, any bad pronunciation due to lack of Arabic, does it make a difference?
No, it does not. Mullah himself in one of the Farman have said, I understand this is not your language nor your daily vocabulary. So let's take one of these words that I wrote earlier. Let's say your Isme Azam was uh, Al Wahidul Kahar. Now there's such a hard Arabic. How will we ever remember that? Right? But as long as you try your best, try to find your Isme Azam in the Quran and try to write it down in whichever language, Gujarati, Urdu, Sindhi, Punjabi, English, French, whatever language is your English. Write down that Isme Azam, find that Isme Azam and write it down. And then remember your niyat is not about the Isme Azam, it's all about your niyat and your understanding and your practice. Ji.
Okay, friends, you can unmute your device to ask questions. So it looks like there are no questions or comments.
All right. Should we stop here?
Jesus.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Ya Ali Madad. Ya Ali Madad.
Ali Madad, and thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Ya Ali